Hello, hi, my name is Jess Marie. Welcome to yesterday's Coffee Grounds, where I really dislike this lamp. I don't want it here at all, but we needed a lamp in this room. Currently it's turned off just to film this video so you don't have a bright up in your face. But hello, hi. I have been enjoying this little break. I have taken a break from all my social medias, from trying to perceive myself to be a certain way on the internet when I am a hurt human inside and I am going through growth, and it's very slow, it's very painful, because what I am doing is I am sitting when I have time or driving when I have time, and in my head I have this big mental garden, and in this garden there's all these bushes, shrubs, trees, sprouts that are growing, and I have no idea what they are. So it's a metaphor of the ideas and beliefs that I hold of myself and of the world that I have planted or I have received from the outside world and planted into my garden, and I have no idea what they are or where they came from. And it is my job and my responsibility to pull all these weeds out. And I shit you not when I say I am in my head depulling all these weeds. And that is what we're talking about when it comes to doing the work to improve yourself. It doesn't always mean eating well or exercising or doing something that you don't want to do. It can include those things as well. But it also means doing that mental work, taking inventory, reading something that inspires you, or doing journaling, seeing a counselor or a therapist. Doing the work involves just a little bit more than some kind of environmental change, right? We can talk about environmental change in many ways. Doing the work, decluttering can help you feel a little bit more balanced, a little bit more peace, less stressed. But if we don't know why we're stressed, so for me, I use that example because I've made this little space in our front room, and that's why I noticed the lamp right away. I'm like, I just can't stand this lamp. But when we have an environment and a space that we feel at peace, where we feel calm, when we don't feel overwhelmed by excess stuff or clutter or distractions, we are able to be free within our mind. We are able to relax our mind instead of, I need to clean this, I need to dust, I need to do all these things, that it'll be there tomorrow. It's okay. It'll be there tomorrow. And someone told me that when I first became a mom, and I could not stand when she said this. I was so annoyed. The dishes will be there tomorrow. Exactly, that's the problem. And she's like, what I'm saying is your time with yourself is not guaranteed. But guaranteed, if you're here or not, those dishes will be there. And it took me a long time to figure that out, but it's finally clicking that things don't have to be perfect, and I've let go a little bit when it comes to, I do like to keep up on my home. I very much value having a clean, organized, safe, comfortable place as an environment, right? So that's one thing. But putting in this work, and I'm talking about this today because I am going through a huge reconstruction of my identity. And when I turned 19, like 18, 19, I felt so comfortable, confident, secure with who I was. I was also drinking. I was also smoking weed. I was freshly graduated college. I had a lot of confidence. I was short, blonde hair, lots of makeup, not lots of makeup, but you know what, a good amount of makeup. And that's where my identity surrounded with was my confidence. I was also lifting weights, so I was very strong. I felt very good in my body. And I was just kind of like a little gypsy. No, not a gypsy. I've been to Europe. I know I've seen gypsies before. I don't know what the word is, just kind of not necessarily even a nomad, but I just floated around. I had my solid group of friends that took me so long to build a good friend group, and housing fell apart. I moved to a place where we were also just living on cigarettes and coffee And I lived there for 6 weeks, and then I moved to the town that I'm in now. And it's taken me a long time. I told myself, and my friends who I was living with, they laughed at me when I was like, I need to be sober for a month. They're like, Jess, you cannot do it. And they were right, 100%. They were right. Aside the months that I was pregnant and post-pregnancy, they were right. And that was 3 years after I had lived in this town, this community. So now I'm trying to really prioritize that in my life, but give myself grace, because my identity is so confused and so lost, because I am a whole mix of different things. I am such a unique person, and I believe we all are. And if you believe that in yourself, you know what I'm talking about, where I don't attach myself. I love boxing right now. I do not attach myself as a boxer. I attach myself as a boxer, as an artist, as a mother, as a daughter, as a sister, as a partner, as somebody to talk to, as a amateur music connoisseur, as an amateur wine connoisseur. Even though we're talking about sobriety, I still do love that. As a basic chef who is free to experiment with cooking and spices. I am somebody who is such a diverse human being that I feel like I live in a society, and I've always felt this way, where I need to attach myself to one thing. And it has always been very hard to me, and I don't know why I believe that, because I feel when I look at the world, people have an identity surrounded by rock climbing, or a world surrounded by being a musician, or a world surrounded by their job. There's nothing wrong with having identity around your job, right? Some people, their identity becomes their job. If we think of social media influencers, or if we think of somebody who starts their small business, they start growing teas and then bagging that tea, and now they can make different kinds of face washes, oils, bath bombs, cleanses, all these different things. That love that they have for those herbs and that the gardening, that then becomes their job, right? There's nothing wrong with having your identity wrapped around your job. Sometimes it becomes a problem when you're sacrificing your family, your health, and multiple other facets. Those are two really big ones, so family and health. It's a big deal when we sacrifice whatever it is. It doesn't matter what it is. When we sacrifice family, health, and ourself, our time with ourselves, and sitting down and putting in that work. What is my identity outside of work? What is my identity outside of my passion, or something that I didn't make it to the big leagues, but I love doing this regardless? Or that disappointment in your 20s when it's like, I didn't go to college and play baseball. Now what? Drinking or overwork or high sexual activity. It's something we all in some way have yearned for, this sense of identity. And it takes a long time to curate that. We know one other meditation that I've been doing is, it's not really a meditation, but a reflection of sitting back and reminding of myself, who was I when I was 7 years old? When I went to school, and it wasn't like, oh, I gotta go to school. It was, yeah, I get to go to school. And I get to be creative. I get to learn and practice writing. And oh no, like all the other girls can color in the lines and I can't. Like I need to practice and do better. And then when I get home, playing up in the tree and climbing and using my imagination. One time when I remember this so clearly, and I don't know why I ever did this, but I'm so proud of myself. There was this old tire on our street, and I got a rope and tied it behind my bike, and I just dragged this tire around my block. I don't know why. I don't know why I ever thought why I did that, but it was fun. It was fun, and that's just what it is. It's fun, but it's also a badass exercise for a little kid to do. I don't know, 7 years old. I don't know how old I was. So the work, I'm trying also to really give myself grace. So during these meditations, during these reflective activities, and may I also just add time is a factor. It is a limiting factor for me. I try to wake up at 6:30 in the morning. I usually get up just before 7. I'm working on it because I'm kind of, you can tell by my appearance, maybe. I do stay up late. Last night our son, he was up till like 10:30, 11, maybe 11:30, and then I had to tidy up this room because I've been working on this room. And yeah, I'm also a night owl, and it's kind of a blessing. I don't know. I'm figuring out my sleep cycle. That's another huge thing, but I am only getting about 6 hours of sleep at night. But time, I wake up in the morning, I do my readings, and whatever your readings is. I used to journal. Right now I'm just taking a little bit of a break from journaling. Exercise, have my cup of coffee. I'm on my second cup of coffee, and I'm so proud of it. I don't care. I used to give myself a hard time about coffee. I love my coffee, and I cannot do without right now. Say what you want to say about caffeine. I don't care. You can say it. I used to say those things too, and I still think them. I just put them in a little jar and tuck them away. So I wake up, and then I just like to do a little tidy of the house. Like now I love doing this. Sorry, I'm now getting distracted, and I need to just get to my point, end it, and say, have a great day. But there is always time. And sometimes that time is driving to work or driving to the grocery store. You don't need a lot of time. I used to do this sitting on the bus or waiting for the bus. It can be while you're doing laundry, folding the laundry, just think, who was I when I was 7? Or what do I need to feel joy? Or what would the outcome be if I found my identity? Or am I living to my most authentic self? And just ask these questions and ponder on it. And ask it in a way that it promotes thought. I'm not the best. I'm not trying to say I'm an expert or anything like that. It's just something that I'm practicing. I'm learning to practice, and I'm learning to develop good communication skills and word choices. Word choices is huge, and how we word things is so important. And I'm very sloppy with my English, and I'm trying to do better in that aspect of my life. So there's multiple gears that are turning right now in my life. That's why I've not posted consistently. That's why I've just taken a step back, because I'm figuring out some things, and I just needed a little bit of space from the online world, from social media, both my Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube. Not that I have a lot of people who are following me, but I actually fucking really appreciate just the fact that people do watch my videos. And I don't know if anyone makes it this far, but thank you so much. Like I genuinely really fucking appreciate it. And yes, I do guiltfully love that dopamine hit, just to know that one person other than myself has watched my video, right? That one person has clicked on my video and listened to even the first 2 minutes of what I had to say today. So for that, I'm very grateful. I'm very fucking grateful just to have this opportunity to be able to express in this verbal journal of things that I'm going through and things that I see so many other people going through. So if you made it this far, thank you so much. Not to tell you what to do, but I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Take care. Bye.